Um, shall we start? Okay, good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to today's CETA breakfast, postponed, as we will recall, from the 1st of March when we had a slight weather interruption. This presentation is part of CETA's Digital Transition Series 2018, and today's theme is Commitment to the Roadmap. We have an interesting and stimulating agenda with a presentation from Government Chief Information Officer Barry Lowry, followed by a case study on the application of BIM on the Trinity Business School, which is currently under construction. And this will be from Michael Early and Liam Farrelly of Scott Talon Walker Architects, Adrian Ryan of Arup Structural Engineers, and Celine O'Connor of JJ Rattigan and Company Main Contractors. TCD, the client, has been represented on the project by the client project manager, Tom Armstrong, and the client BIM manager, Peter MacDonald. This presentation will be followed by a Q&A and a panel discussion. The value of construction in Ireland rose by about 18% in 2017, and it's anticipated to increase by a further 14% to approximately 19.5 billion in 2018. However, the construction sector is experiencing challenges, including a serious shortage of housing, lack of trade skills, a shortage of graduates and qualified professionals, and the challenges that will be coming from Brexit. Perhaps the adaptation of BIM can contribute to addressing these challenges. I'm going to briefly address three current topics: the GCC position paper on a public sector BIM adoption strategy, the National BIM Council Roadmap, and progress on the CIC BIM Subcommittee on project work stages and collaborative working. So firstly, on the GCCC position paper on a public sector BIM adoption strategy. An important first step for Ireland's national BIM programme was included in the March 2017 GCCC position paper on a public sector BIM adoption strategy. It is hoped that this statement of intent, coupled with the recently issued National BIM Council Roadmap to Digital Transition for Ireland's construction sector, will go a long way to providing an orderly transition to a digital future. This will require government and industry working closely together. The promotion of BIM should greatly assist in attracting younger people to enter our industry, as it will have a disruptive impact like that experienced across other sectors that have driven digital technology over the past 20 years. The GCCC position paper recommends that a strategy for the adoption of BIM on public sector construction projects be mandated by government, which is very welcome. In recognition of the different BIM skill levels currently achieved in Ireland, the paper is looking at the phased introduction of BIM across 5 different bands, ranging from Band 1, low complexity projects with straightforward operation and maintenance requirements, to Band 5, complex projects with a specialist operation and maintenance regime. The GCC also recognises that a BIM-enabled construction sector features high on the wish list of foreign and indigenous investors, particularly in the high-tech and pharmaceutical sectors. Certainly in my company, we have found that to be absolutely true. The National BIM Council Roadmap. The National BIM Council Roadmap to Digital Transition for Ireland's Construction Industry 2018 to 2021, which is very much the subject of today's discussions, was published in December 2017. And this is a roadmap for Ireland's construction industry to increase adoption of BIM. It is designed to secure funding for digital transition development, to set the performance goals, and to support the programme of government. The roadmap has ambitious targets for 2020. 20% reduction in project delivery programmes, 20% increase in construction exports, and 20% reduction in capital costs. A fine challenge for the industry. The roadmap has, while the third successive industry leadership survey by Enterprise Ireland and CETA in 2017 again concluded that the industry's organic adoption of digital tools continues to increase, which is positive. The roadmap seeks leadership from government and the industry to fulfill a vision that attracts a forward-thinking and diverse workforce, invests in the future through research and development and training, and reduces the quality, program, and cost risks during construction. And finally, just to update you on progress of the CIC BIM subcommittee on project work stages and collaborative working. Earlier in 2017, the CIC confirmed that in principle, members were willing, based on the approach adopted by the RIAI, to adjust the current construction work stages, design and construction work stages, in order to facilitate a more collaborative work process to achieve efficiency and cost savings. The CIC BIM subcommittee, chaired by David O'Connell, undertook an exercise of mapping the existing tasks in the appointment documents for the main design consultants against the new work stages. While there's no time to go into detail, the principles behind the proposed new work stages are: firstly, the stages are based on the RIBA work stages adopted in the UK for the last number of years and are set out from 0 to 7 for the design and construction process for all projects, be they a treehouse or a hospital, from inception to completion. 2, the consistency of the same stages for all projects for all members of the teams is their strength. Planning, statutory consents, and procurement vary from project to project and are covered by time variable bars. So if you can imagine all the tasks going in the normal manner in a series of columns, the planning, statutory consents, and procurement actually go horizontally so that they plug in accordance with whichever form of contract you might be using. Thirdly, the process is the same whether you use a pen and paper, CAD, or BIM. And finally, the new work stages will change the order and timing in which certain tasks are undertaken and will ultimately eliminate considerable waste, like design time and errors on site, and therefore cost, hopefully 20%. The CIC subcommittee will work with the practice committees of the CIC to progress the refinement of workstage mapping with a view to reporting back to the CIC in May 2018. It is targeted to publish the new workstage document with a suite of corresponding appointment documents in late 2018. Thank you. I'd now like to introduce Barry Lowry from the Department of Public Expenditure and Reform.